subscription-based services are going to improve games because they're going to create the necessity for designers to make the openings of games and the first hour or so of games compelling and more interesting and more engaging. It doesn't have to be action, but something interesting has to be going on. Victor Lucas tweeted this out. He says, just thinking about this topic, I'm feeling that as we get deeper into subscription-based game content, those opening sequences are going to become even more crucially important. It's absolutely true. The minute you have choice, that you haven't gone and purchased a $20 digital game or a $70 game at the store, whatever, and it's just Game Pass or PS Plus. Like, I guarantee you this game coming out, we'll talk about in a minute, Sony's dropping a day one, really well-reviewed game coming up this week, Tchaya or something, which is this kind of big open world, Breath of the Wild-esque experimental explorer kind of thing. It looks cool. It's sitting at an 80 on Metacritic. A lot of people are going to play it more than would buy it. But if they don't engage right away, people are going to wash out. They're going to ring the Navy SEAL bell and say, nope, I'm done. I'm done. I think it's a good thing. I'm excited about this. I got to say, I've talked about this a little bit before, but I hear a number of gamers really seem to be defending the developers when it's like, if you came to me and said, Jaffe, I really like the slow opening of Red Dead Redemption 2, or I really like the slow, lumbering kind of settle-in vibe of The Last of Us Part 2, I don't always agree with that, but I can respect that argument. But the argument of, oh, you just have to give it time. It's your problem, Jaffe. It's not good for the first couple hours, but you're learning the game. Why would you expect it to be? And like, because I'm a customer and I have lots of options for entertainment and places to spend my money. And frankly, a lot of these gamers who argue that line, I think have just gotten used to being abused by the developer and going, well, you paid for it, you got it. You may as well stick it out. We'll make it entertaining when we get to it, but we're going to fucking teach you a bunch of shit first. It's literally like buying a board game and you're excited to play with your family and you get home and the goddamn thing is filled with instructions you got to read for 2 hours first. Who wants that? Devs have to figure out how to make monotonous onboarding tasks not feel that way while also being captivating. Absolutely, Rogue Radical. 100%. 150 goddamn percent. That's the job. That's the fucking job. I'm tired of gamers defending it. I'm tired of gamers acting like, I mean, really think about that. Think if you're one of those gamers, and there are a number of them here in this show, that are consistently defending the practice of unengaging, dull openings or games that aren't fun for 3 hours, but you got to stick with it. I'm not saying they're wrong. If I wouldn't have stuck with Diablo, I would have been missing out on a great game. But I shouldn't have to have done that, right? I mean, you don't go to a movie and if the first 30 minutes are boring, you don't forgive it. You're like, that's a fourth of the movie. I want to be engaged. I gave you my money. Despada says, okay, but this is a different point. See, this is where Despada is getting a little confused. Despada says artists don't appeal to everyone and don't need to do products like that. I think you're misunderstanding me. There's a very big difference between a opening slow burn that is meant to engage the audience in a way that maybe X number of percentage of audiences do not want to be engaged with. That's different. That's like, well, it's an art piece. You have to, it's meant to be slow and evocative. And I want you to think about this and that and the other while you're simply walking. Like if there's an intent behind the design choice, and that intent is the artist is trying to express something, succeed or fail, that's irrelevant. I support it. That's different than a developer just not having the training or the mindset to go, I want to engage the player, even if it's slow burn, right from the beginning. So this is not an ADD thing. This is not a I need action. It's got nothing to do with that. It's got everything to do with the fact that game developers have become lazy about their openings. And it's a crutch, and subscription-based gaming is going to blow the fuck away of those crutches, and they're going to be left to stand on their own, and they better fucking be prepared. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm fucking saying. All right.